What's going on? Welcome back to another video. So I wanted to actually make this video. This is the first time I'm doing something like this. I'm usually either sitting behind a camera or making something super cool, editing it for you guys and putting it out. Well, today I want to actually go over something and actually break it down for you guys to physically see. So if you have a pen and paper, you guys want to take notes, I suggest you do. Because this week's video is going to be about close more deals by doing this one thing. In the beginning, when we started this agency, we did this, right? We implemented this one tip that I'm going to give you guys, but we didn't do it correctly. So now that we're signing clients left and right and be able to get them to sign for big retainers. And this one strategy is breaking down the numbers. So there's two things I want you guys to keep in mind when it comes to breaking down the numbers and digital marketing. Monthly niches versus yearly niches. Now, these are for local businesses. I'm not teaching you about e-commerce. I don't do e-commerce, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys about it. The agency specifically helps salons and spas grow their revenue and their clientele. But here's the difference between monthly niches and yearly niches. Monthly niches, for example, salons, spas, pest control, gyms, dentists. Yearly niches, real estate, roofing, construction, right? So what is a monthly niche and what's a yearly niche? Monthly niches are niches that have clients that come in every single month or every other month, or matter of fact, come in once or twice every year. Giving the example of the dentist, you have to come in every 6 months to get a teeth whitening or teeth checkup, right? Unless you have the cavities or root canal, whatever it is for you to come in more, it's pretty much just every 6 months just come into your dentist. Salons and spas. Salons, you get a haircut or you do color, women, whatever you guys do, you guys come in at least once every single month, if not once every other month. Same thing for spas. Maybe once out of 3 months you'll go for massage, or if it's a med spa, you go get stuff like microblading or specific enhancement, whatever it is in the spa. Pest control, maybe you signed up for a plan where for the next 6 months they're coming every single month to make sure that your house doesn't get infested by the cockroaches again. And then gym. You go more than once a month, but you pay once a month, right? So these are monthly niches. Yearly niches are niches like real estate and roofing construction. And what this means is when you get a job or when you invest in a realtor to sell a house or you buy a house, you do it one time for the next 15 to 25 years. Unless you're a real estate investor, then you buy multiple houses every single year, X, Y, and Z. Same thing for roofing, construction. When you get your roof done, you don't have to get it done for another 10 to 15 years. Construction, bathroom, kitchen, when you get it remodeled, when you get it redone, you don't got to worry about it for the next 5-10 years, right? So those are yearly niches. The client's only paying once every 5 to 15 to 25 years. Now, let's break down the number with the monthly niches first. You guys probably heard this before. LTV, lifetime value. But let's break it down. Because the number one issue sales and closers have when it comes to breaking down the numbers, you have to know how to do it. But you just don't know what to say, how to say it to make the client see the value, right? Anybody can break down LTV. But how can you break it down and you know what to say to get the client to be like, wow, this does make sense and I need to pay you more because the value that you're bringing me is a lot more. Questions you must ask. Now, you must ask this in the meeting for this whole LTV for you to set up the client for the right time for you to actually go in and break down the numbers for them, right? So the first question you must ask is, if 10 new clients were to come into your business, how many you would say would come back over and over and over again, knowing the quality of work? For instance, salons. We ask clients, hey, if we were able to bring you 20 new clients this month or this week, how many of those out of those 10 or 20 clients do you feel like they will come back? Their answer is most likely yeah, most of the time, out of the 10, maybe let's just say 8 people come back. Perfect. Glad to know that. Why this question? Why would you ask this question? Specifically, so when you break down the numbers, they don't question how do you know that the client will come back, which is common. If you don't ask this question and you break down the numbers, you say, cool, so out of 10 people, let's just say 5 come back. Well, how do you know if I've come back? But if you asked it before, you can use that to your advantage. So when you're breaking the numbers, you're like, okay, cool. So we're going to deliver, let's just say 40 customers opportunities. You close 20. And like you said earlier, you have a 50% turning rate. So that means 10 people continue coming back in over and over and over, right? Correct? They're going to say correct because that came out of their mouth, not yours. You didn't make up that number. You asked them. They gave you a specific number and their experience and their knowledge of their business. Question number 2. How much would you say one client would spend on average when they come in? And how often do they come in? Monthly, weekly, every other month? This is super important for you to know. The average spend per visit and how many times they come in within, let's just say, month, weekly, or every other month. This is to find out the client's lifetime value for the year. When we calculate LTV, we calculate it within a 12-month period. How many times do they come in within a year? Right? Once a month for a year, once a week for a year, or once every other month for a year. Whatever it is, that's just how you break down the equation. So you take the average spend per visit and you multiply it by client's visit per year. And that pretty much comes out to LTV of one client in 12 months. Example, the average spend for a salon to get a haircut, color, whatever it is, in our experience, is $100 flat. They come in once a month, so that means there's 12 visits per year. Comes to a total of 12 months equals $1,200 that the client would be spending, that one client would be spending in that salon. So now that you know that, how much a client is worth in a year, how many people they're confident that will come back that they told you. How many people did they say will come back over and over and over again? You should have that number in mind because you want to talk about the bigger numbers. Stop talking about one client comes in and spends $100. Okay, cool. We deliver you 10 leads, 10 customers come in, book, they spend $100 each. Okay, that equals $1,000. That's the absolute wrong way to think about it. Each client is worth $1,200 to the business if they continue to come in over and over and over and over again. Right? So if you can deliver 20 booked appointments per month, and the client told you earlier, half of the people that come in comes back. Like they said, right? You didn't came up with that number. You asked them specifically, if I were to bring you 20 people that come in, try your service for the first time, how many are you comfortable and confident enough will come back? Right? They gave you, for example, 50%. Okay, cool. So if 10 people come in over and over and over again, and they spend $1,200 that year, on average is spending $100 per month. That's not including upsells, not including referrals, none of that. You made the client $12,000 in new yearly clients. $12,000. Focus on the long term. 3-month results, 6-month results, 12-month results. Don't think about next month I'm going to deliver you X. So within the next 3 months, my goal is to be able to deliver you this. Within the next 6 months, my goal is to be able to add this much money into your revenue per year. In the next 12 months, we're going to work together and hone in on a system that is going to deliver you X amount of clients, value, money, whatever it is per month. If they agree to a 3-month plan, take the 1-month results and times it by 3 months. All right, so for instance, down here, 3 months times 12,000, they mean $36,000 in new yearly revenue to their business from working with you for 1 month, or 3 months. So now that when you drop the price to $1,000, $2,000 a month, right? So pretty much for 3 months, the plan would be $3,000. If just to say you drop it at $1,000 per month, you want to say, so for 3 months, the plan would be $3,000. Don't just say, this is what I've learned, and a lot of people made this mistake, and I make this mistake too. So pretty much it's going to be a 3-month agreement, $1,000 per month. No, cut that. It's going to be a 3-month plan, and the 3-month plan is going to be $3,000 for the full plan. for us to execute what we talked to you about. Invest $3,000 and get an ROI of $36,000 by the end of the year. That's a no-brainer, right? Because if you want to talk bigger numbers, you want to get paid more, you have to know not to talk about month to month. Talk about the full plan. Because if you talk month to month, they're going to think $1,000 a month. Wow, that's a lot of money. But when you talk to them and you explain to them, so the ROI we're bringing you by the end of the year within 3 months of $36,000, and it only takes $3,000 to be able to accomplish that on the low end, right? That makes them think about the $36,000, not 10 customers per month, right? They want $36,000 in new yearly revenue. That's why I say people know how to pretty much break it down, but they don't know how to position themselves to be able to charge more. So going into the next one, the yearly niche. I call it VPD, which is value per deal. We're not dealing with months anymore. We're dealing with years. So value per deal. Questions to ask to qualify your potential client, right? To see if this is going to be a good fit. You don't want to go in there and have them qualify you. You want to see if they're a good fit for you. Because you don't want to deliver leads to somebody who ain't doing their part, especially in the yearly niches. These niches, these people are trained to be salespeople, closers. Real estate people know sales. Construction people know sales. Roofing people know sales, right? But if they aren't, closing the right amount of deals, they're not going to be a good fit because you can deliver them 100 and they can't make money because they don't know how to close. So you want to know who you work with and see if they're a good fit for your business. So here's some questions you must ask. How many opportunities are you getting per month right now? How many of those opportunities are you closing per month? 20%, 30%, 50%? And how much is an average deal for your company? If they're closing under 15%, don't waste your time. It's not worth it, right? It's not worth it at all. I recommend you stay with clients that can close 20% or above. 30% is excellent. 15 or lower, I wouldn't touch into that client. I would just leave that client away. Just like, hey, I would love to work with you, but it just doesn't seem like you have the close rate that I'm looking for, so we can work together. Because if you're going to charge them a lot and they only close 15% of the deal, it's not going to make sense. Now, the equation for the yearly niches. Deals closed per month, multiply that by the average price per deal. That equals value of one closed deal. Pretty simple, right? So if you deliver 40 qualified leads and they close, let's just say 20%. Okay, they qualify, cool. So 40 leads, they close 20% of it, 8 deals per month close. So average deal, let's just say anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000. Real estate, let's just say the realtor commission comes out to $3,000 after they sell like a $500,000 home, whatever it is. And let's just say construction, they did a bathroom and kitchen, and they charge $15,000 for it. So it's in between. I would say let's just keep the average price per deal at $5,000. You can find this out by asking them how much is one deal average for your company. So what you do is you take the deal closed per month, which is 8, the example that I gave you, times that by the average that I gave you as well, which is $5,000, comes out to the monthly revenue that you're going to make this company, which is $40,000. Now, if you deliver the 40 leads and they close 20% of it, like they said and like you discussed, they're going to be able to make $40,000. Right? This is just the average. Maybe some deals are $15,000, maybe some deals are $2,000, maybe some deals are $40,000. Who knows? But this is just the average. You want to be able to. You don't want to set high expectations and underdeliver. You want to set low expectations and overdeliver every single time. So when you talk about the lead is valued at $3,000 to $15,000 for the company. Right? Don't say like every lead I bring you is worth X. It's worth thousands of dollars. Every single lead is worth $3,000 to $15,000, even more $1,000. Now you have to keep in mind, this is before tax, labor, workers, materials, etc. So you can't just charge them $10,000 per month and deliver $40,000. after labor, after taxes, after all of this stuff, you can't charge them 10K. It just wouldn't make any sense. A good range to charge would be two to about $3,500 per month without ad spend. And that is where you guys should be charging. Now, if you all of a sudden you work with this client for 2-3 months and you're delivering them 20 jobs per month, making them 110,000, 150,000, 200,000, then $10,000 makes sense. $15,000 makes sense. But if you're only making them 40 after taxes, after all that stuff, they're probably taking home, I would say, anywhere from 20,000, 17 to 20,000, because labor, material, and all that stuff as well. So things to take away from this video: charge on value, not on time. If a client doesn't value what you're telling them and they want to pay you per time for your time, don't do it. It's not worth it. Talk about bigger numbers. Drop the full plan price, not month to month. So when you say, hey, 3-month agreement, it's going to be $3,000 for the full plan. Don't say, hey, it's 3 months agreement, $1,000 per month. Talk about the bigger numbers so you can have the opportunity to be like, listen, charging you $3,000 for this plan, but this plan is going to make you $36,000 like we broke down. If you give anybody $3,000 and they say, hey, I'm going to come back by the end of the year with $36,000, or people who are going to pay you $36,000, I'll take that any day of the week. Any day of the week. Have the client tell you things. How many would return? How much, do they spend average? Don't come up with the numbers. Don't be like, for example, let's just say, no, ask them. How many out of 10 people, 10 new clients were to walk in, how many out of the 10 would return? Right? Don't just be like, okay, cool, let's just say 10 people, let's set a small 2 people return. Right? No, let them tell you how many would return. This is their business. They understand how many. They understand the quality of their work. Right? They've been doing this for years. And then how much do they spend? Like, these questions you should let them answer. Don't come up with random numbers. Let them tell you. So when you come back and you break down the numbers, these are numbers that they're telling you, not numbers that you made up. Think and talk long term. No more next month, no more let's work for a month and see how it goes. 3, 6, 12 months period, even longer, 36 months. Talk long term. How are we going to be able to build this brand and build your business long term, right? How many problems can I solve with you? Why do you want to have this client for a long time? Because it hires the chance of referrals, gives you a better chance of actually delivering an amazing results for this client. And then you get to know them and solve more problems in their business. Right? The reason why we sign salons is 6 to 12 months is because that gives you the opportunity to be able to get referrals for them when we deliver amazing results. On top of that, services like website, Google SEO, even if they don't need it now, maybe in that 6 months, they're like, hey, you guys deliver amazing results for Facebook. What do you guys know about Google? What do you guys know about web development? Glad you ask. We have blah, blah, blah. We do blah, blah, blah. And you can upsell them there. Right? For our agencies, it's inexpensive to work with us for 6 to 12 months. If they work with us month to month, they're paying probably triple the price. But some people go that route because they want to see the results first, and I'm fine with that. I'm glad they actually go with that route. I mean, we make more money up front, we blow them out the water, and then they sign a longer term. The last one, it's always break down the numbers with them on the call. Hey, let's just say Mr. Jason, so now that you saw the system, I want to see if this is going to make sense. It's going to be profitable for your business. Let's break down some numbers, right? Let's get into the numbers. Because I don't want to charge you, X and then be able to deliver Y and, you're not making money. So I want to be able to build this, foundation, build the expectations before we work with each other. So when you get off this phone call and when you start working with us, you're expecting a profitable investment. Is that okay with you? Sure, let's break down the numbers. Perfect, break it down with them. Stop talking about leads and start talking money. No more let's deliver 40 leads a month. No. How can we generate you an extra $50,000 to $100,000 this year working with you? That's long term, talking bigger numbers. And that's going to put you in a way better place than talking about 30 new opportunities next month. Way, way far ahead. It's $50,000 to $100,000 next year or this year when working with you. That's our ultimate goal. Bring you 120 clients in 6 months. Bring you 200 clients in a year. That's our plan. That's what we're going to work with you with. That's what we're going to work towards. How can we bring your salon and spa an extra 200 people paying you X valued at $1,200 each? How are we going to be able to do that within 12 months? Let me propose to you. Let me show you. Let me present to you this 12-month plan. Cool. Invest $12,000, you get $200,000 in recurring income every single year because these people are going to come back, like you said. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I just wanted to make this because a lot of people need to see this. Because most of the time, you guys think you guys aren't closing people because you guys are like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that. Oh, dude, I didn't close right. I wasn't aggressive enough. No, you're just not breaking down the numbers and having them understand where you're coming from. Most of you is like, here's my system. Do you want to invest in it? No. Here's my system. Let me show why it's profitable and why you're going to make shit tons of money working with me, and then drop the price. Right? Position yourself bigger than who you are. That's why the term fake it till you make it, it's not walking around like you're buying a bunch of shit when you have no money. It's how do you position yourself at a higher state, higher level than what you really are for people to believe, trust, and work with you. Set expectations and over-deliver all the time. I understand there's times where you can't, but if you don't have confidence in delivering the results, find people who can. Because there's two things to retain a client and to make a client happy. And those two things are customer service and delivering results.